Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest. The Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today best-selling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your hosts. Hello everybody. It's been a while. We are glad to be back here. And we are just excited for the 69th episode of the Magic in the Midwest podcast. 69 Cubs were a great team that lost, of course, to the New York Mets, but the Miracle Mets, actually. 69th episode. I am JB Michaels. Ashley is doing some weird things with her brow.
Wait, is it moving more?
It is a little bit more, yeah.
It's wearing off.
Yeah, it's wearing off. You need to go get it now, please.
Guys, he's talking about the Botox.
Yeah.
He did tell me I looked younger without it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you do.
You're such a hoe.
I don't know. Anyway,
hopefully your kids aren't around.
Yeah, jeez. You just... Sorry, everybody.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
We're going to have to put a...
As in the tool that you use to
You
garden.
are also a tool, yes.
You're also a tool. This podcast, you guys, is brought to you by Why the F Do I Need Life Insurance? Okay, my new book.
I definitely need it.
Yeah. My new book, which you got to read, by the way. It's very short. You should read it out.
Don't tell me what to read.
Read it tonight. I'll send you a copy.
No, I'm not going to... You don't get to go
send you a
out
copy.
To a bachelor party that assign me a reading.
Right.
No.
I will.
I'm going on a date tonight.
Oh, yes. Anyway. It's disturbing that fit perfectly. Ashley just put on a kid's,
helmet thing.
Night helmet. Anyway, from, Dollar Store or Five Below or something. All right, so... Why the F Do I Need Life Insurance is going to be out soon. There'll be lots more information about it on MrMichaels.com, which is my website that everybody should go to.
And not yet, because it hasn't been
fixed. You've got to update
Guess
it.
who else has to do that?
That is definitely something you want to do, because I said I would do it. You'd be like, no, you're an idiot. So...
Well, everything you do looks horrible.
Right. Thanks.
Except for me.
Anyway, so...
You're just not good at that part.
I know. You're better at it. So we are excited. New book will be coming out soon. Reviews will be coming in soon. I mean, this book is really not about, reviews. It's really more of a funny, humorous look at life insurance, sort of trying to get people informed about life insurance without focusing... on negatives, right? Which is, death and stuff. I mean, of course I talk about it, but there are lots of different things other things that go along with life insurance that's not just, death. But it's a funny book. It's just a lot of fun stories that I had of me, putting myself in danger, stupidly, in my youth. So... Yeah, check it out. Even though I'm still in my youth. But anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yes. So check that out. Also, I write a bunch of, a cozy murder mystery series, which is great, set here in Geneva, Illinois, set right here in the Midwest, in one of the Midwest's most charming towns, I will say.
Geneva, that's where I'm from. That's why I'm so charming.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
My signature color, green, today.
Yes.
Slytherin.
Yeah, Slith in full force. And then what else? We also, so I also have Supernatural Thriller series, the Chronicles of the Order series, which if you love action adventure stories, that is where you want to go. And if you love the classic Universal monsters, I do my own takes on all of those types of characters in that series. It's really fun. I love it. And then, of course, there is the closest to my heart series, the Tannenbaum Taylors, which was my first series, and award-winning, best-selling crazy amount of awesome love for that book and that series from lots of people. So, but yeah, lots of cool things. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have exclusive episodes on Bandcamp. So if you go to magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com for literally $3 a month, that's less than $1 a week per month, you can get all the exclusive episodes, which there are about 56 or 55 at this point. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So please check that out as well. That is a really cool way to get more content from JB and Ash. Also, the podcast has allowed us to meet lots of really great people, one of which is
Emily. And she is someone you should definitely reach out to if you are looking to plan a trip to either Disney or Universal or Disney Cruise Line. So she's a travel agent and she specializes in those locations. So if that's something that's on the horizon for you, you should email her. That is the best way to get a hold of her. Her email is emily@magicalmousetravel.com, and she can do everything for you, including, fast passes, dining, the whole thing. She can help you plan everything. She's super knowledgeable. Don't look at me like that.
Emily at Magical...
I'm not done with my spiel. I already said Emily at magicalmousetravel.com.
You kind of mumbled it, so I just want to make sure.
Emily at...
Keep going.
magicalmousetravel.com.
Thank you. I'm looking out for you, Em.
Still
looking out for you.
Not you, Emily. JB. Anyways, and of course her services are free of charge, so definitely, I don't know why you wouldn't use a planner at this point.
That's true.
Why not? Why not? She can help you.
We actually just got help from Emily last week. So here's something crazy, right, you guys? We were so I'm in I'm in a transition phase right now. Had the week off. Ash and I, what are you talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Why are you shaking your head? So we are actually planning a trip. So that's what we did this week. We're planning a trip for January.
Right.
To go to Universal, to Harrison's first time at Universal.
Yeah.
And we, had dealt with Emily a few times throughout the week. She was fantastic. She helped us out with a bunch of different things.
Yeah, we had to change our reservation because of something, and she took care of all of that, and I'm sure it was... kind of a pain in the butt.
Right.
She did it, and she, updated everything, and it was super great.
Plus, she updated everything and gave us, basically set us up so when the new rates do come out for January and all that stuff, because they're not out yet, then she will, she'll let us know, we'll book it, everything will be, it was just really a great, smooth process
yes.
to work with her, and she's just, fun. She asks you, what do you want to do?
She's seriously great. And super knowledgeable. Definitely reach out. Even if you're someone that feels like you kind of know, you feel like you have everything that you know about Disney and Universal, and you're kind of seasoned vacationer to those spots. She takes care of a lot of it for you, and I feel like it'd be something great to take advantage of. And anything that you want control over, like let's say you want to do your own booking for dining and stuff, she will of course let you do that if that's something you want to do, but you can still book tickets through her or book the hotels, resorts through her and all that stuff. So definitely reach out, and if you do, just let her know that we sent you over.
Right. Yeah, please let her know that JB and Ash sent you from Magic in the Midwest podcast. Another thing that Em did for us leads right into today's topic. We bought our tickets for Halloween Horror Nights 30.
I'm so pumped.
And we are very excited. It is going to be, it's just wonderful to get back down there and just to have the event, and it's just going to be really fun to do. It's called Halloween Horror Nights Never Go Alone. Is the tagline of Halloween Horror Nights, and that's obviously number 30. So they have announced 5 new houses and they announced the scare zones. So everything has been announced at this point. We did talk a couple podcasts ago about what was announced already.
I think you should just go through the whole
list. We're
going to
go, So here's the houses are as follows: The Haunting of Hill House, which is the Netflix centric house. We have Beetlejuice, which we talked about. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which both Ashley and I are not super excited about. We have Universal Monsters. What I like about this, it's called Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, which means that Universal Monsters is a legitimate brand. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the branding is key there, right? Which I like. And then we have so here's some of the new ones that we did touch upon, but now have been completely confirmed. Okay, and some of these are holdovers from last year. Some of them are brand new. So we have HHN Icons Captured. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with what that might mean, okay, HHN Icons. So here's the cool thing. And this is, from my standpoint, this is what I liked the most about Halloween Horror Nights. I liked the fact that for certain years they would create their own. I mean, they always do. They always have original houses, but sometimes they would have like one character that they was like the theme character, the mascot, the in an HHN lingo, the icon of that particular year. And it was usually someone they created, like Universal Creative down in Orlando created these guys. Which I liked. Like, hey, bring me something new, bring me something original.
Right.
Yeah, I understand people, like, you're going to reach a broader audience if you focus directly on something like Jason from Friday the 13th or Freddy Krueger and Mike Myers and stuff. Because they did that, too. They've done that as well.
Okay.
But these are the actual, so here's the details for the original icons. Okay, so it says, over the last 30 years, Halloween Horror Nights has introduced a murderer's row of original characters. Now they've joined forces, some newly risen to true icon status, to form a monstrous hell of fame, taunting and terrifying you at every turn. You'll meet Jack the Clown. Okay, so Jack we've talked about already. He's back. The Storyteller, I think, was Halloween Horror Nights 13 or 12 or 14. The Caretaker and many more, all in one house for the first time ever. As you search for escape, you'll encounter tormented victims as well as each icon's demonic superfans. Who's the most evil of them all? Depending when you visit a different icon. Depending when you visit a different icon will reign supreme. Oh, cool.
Okay,
So that's something we just discovered.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So that means you could go into the house multiple times and it'll have a different ending.
Yeah.
There'll be a different icon who wins at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that is neat.
Come back.
That is really, come back. Go through the house again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I will. So what do you think, Ash? What's your take on original IP house versus like, a outside, like a movie or, other type of intellectual property house?
I mean, I think it's good that there's a mix because, everyone loves, I think it gets people excited. More people are, like Stranger Things and that type of stuff gets, Haunting of Hill House. Those are big ticket houses that everyone is excited to see because you have access to like the show or movie or, whatever it is that people really like. But I really love the original houses too because there's just a lot more room for creativity, I think, and detail that's just really cool. So I think it's nice that there's a balance. I don't necessarily like one better than the other. I just think that it's nice that there's both. Yeah.
So, well, this will be really cool. I like how they also kind of set you up that like not every character in the house is going to be someone that's the icon, which actually I like. So it's going to have demonic superfans, which means there's going to be people with like wearing a Jack shirt, all bloodied or something,
right?
Or wearing a director. My favorite icon was the second Horror Nights that I went to. It was the director, and it was like this creepy guy with like a little camera, like a film camera. Super 8 camera or something like that. And, the director will see you now, and it's like you're walking into the cast, like you're being cast for a role.
Right.
And it was cool because, like, you walked, I remember the house itself. I remember the house. It was all, like, torn. You walked in, and there was a movie screen, and it was the director, the creepy director, like, talking to you and, like, just going through this video. And then the screen was ripped, and you walked through the screen, and then there was the rest of the house. Cool. But it was really, really a neat
and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but just as a quick side note, if you want to do, like, this is new to you, and you want to do, like, a brief, somewhat quick recap of what all the different HHN, what are they called? Icons are, you should head over to the YouTube channel Theme Park History and look up the video that he does on Halloween Horror Nights. He kind of goes through all that stuff, and it's it's
informative. Yeah, so I mean, you have you've got Jack. So the ones that are listed here are Jack, the caretaker, who looks like a guy with a big top hat, like a caretaker meeting, like works at a funeral home type of guy. The director, Chance, who is basically Universal's version of Harley Quinn.
Right.
Yeah. And then you've got Fear, who is, like, I think a couple years ago. Fear, the storyteller, and then Lady Luck, which was, like, the casino icon for one of the years. I think it was 2016 when I briefly went. Or no, that was Chance.
No, that was Chance.
It was Chance.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the one before that. She was before that. So, but yeah, really cool. Very excited for this particular house. I think it'll be great. So, if you're a Horror Nights super fan, you'll that's just right up your alley. You'll love it. Okay, and then we have Welcome to Scary, Horror in the Heartland details. It says, in Cary, bad things just happen. No one escapes from this small town beset by an endless parade of bloodthirsty creatures and maniacs. Ooh. So it's cool because it's actually, the town itself is named Cary, Ohio.
Oh.
Okay. So they spray painted, or they painted in blood the S on the billboard. Okay, so here's a little bit more about Scary Horror in the Heartland. It says, the town placed a sign at the entrance to Cary, Ohio, saying it's a nice place to live. Unfortunately, nobody lives here very long. No one escapes from Cary when bad things just happen and new terrors rain down year after year. If it claws, bites, feasts on blood, or just likes to rip people to shreds, it somehow finds its way to Cary. Experience an endless parade, that's what they're saying, of unimaginable terrors, from horrifying creatures to bloodthirsty maniacs. You can scream all you want in Cary, but everybody's too busy doing their own screaming to pay much notice. Whoa. Pretty intense town.
Whoa.
Do you want to go?
I want to move there.
Okay. Again, kind of it'll be an interesting one. Mm-hmm. I think I'm guessing it'll have some Twister props in it.
Cool.
From the attractions they shut down.
Yeah, they like to reuse props.
Ride the twist.
Okay.
I have a feeling they'll do that. I have a feeling it'll be something like that. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a tornado at the end.
Ooh. I mean, I doubt it, but I would be excited.
You never know.
You never know.
It's
already here.
Right.
You didn't say it.
What did you say?
It's already here.
It's already here. And then it has Case Files Unearthed, Legendary Truth. It says, follow the trail of a private eye as an investigation leads you into a dark world of ghouls and terrifying creatures. Wow. Case Files Unearthed. That'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. That one seems really quite fascinating to me. Sort of like a...
I wasn't listening. What is
it? Okay. Whatever. I'm moving on. The Wicked Growth. You're an idiot. The Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin. Okay. There's no breaking free from the vines of the Pumpkin Lord.
Like Seeds of Extinction.
Yeah, you're very excited all of a sudden. Here to entrap you in his ever-growing evil. Okay, so sort of a more twisted version of Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
so,
cool.
yeah, here's what it says. An evil rot has taken root in the land. It's time once again for the rise of the Pumpkin Lord, who grows Halloween like a malignant vine. His minions are scouring the countryside, collecting unwilling sacrifices in order to summon the Pumpkin Lord. The closer to Halloween, the more people practice the traditions, the greater the powers of the Pumpkin Lord grow. As the pumpkins? As the pumpkins grow ever bigger, your fear grows even greater, and your odds of escape grow smaller. From the cemetery to the forest, there's no breaking free from the tenacious vines of the merciless Pumpkin Lord. I think you're right. I think this is going to be a Seeds of Extinction
Just with pumpkins
clone
on top. Yeah.
with some pumpkins
Hope so.
thrown in the mix, with some pumpkin head kids thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool, Ash. All right, we're almost done going through this. Puppet Theater, Captive Audience. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
This was on that video. You can watch this right now on Universal's Halloween Horror Nights channel. A puppeteer and a ballet troupe trapped in a deserted theater for years are about to turn you into a human puppet. That's your cutest scream.
Okay.
Are you going to scream?
No.
How many... Which... How often do you say you scream in a Horror Nights event? Like...
The whole event that we're there?
Do you
Or
scream
like
in every... Do you scream in every house?
Okay, let's define scream though, because I feel like what I do is more of
You
like
kinda yelp.
like a yip.
Yeah, you kind of... No, not a yip.
A yip.
It's a yelp.
Well, I feel like it's smaller than a yelp.
It's not
so
a
it's a yip.
full-on scream. It's not a yip. It's a yelp.
I feel like it's a yip.
The
yips.
You don't yip. If
I
you
get the-
yipped,
I get-
I would probably kill you.
I get the yips.
The yips. Why are you talking like that?
I don't know.
I get the yips.
I just saw that episode of How I Met Your Mother when Barney gets the yips.
Oh, yes.
No, I thought it'd be cute to say yip. No,
Yip.
I probably do that. It really, for me, it's only the jump scares.
Okay.
Then I do like a little...
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't like scream. I don't get like terrified in the houses, but I do
Yeah.
Yip.
Yeah. Yip.
a yip.
I do yip.
Why would it make you upset if I yip? Like you're acting like there's...
Yip
I'm
just
using,
sounds more annoying to me. Like
Well, then I'm gonna try and... I never sound like
where
that
you're
ever.
more like, oh!
I never make that sound. No.
More like that.
Oh my gosh, I never sound like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But it's not even
this.
that
It's-
loud.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You're just the closest person to me, so you hear it more.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so the last one.
My gosh.
The last one is Revenge of the Tooth Fairy.
Revenge of the Yips.
No, the Tooth Fairy. The innocent traditions of the Tooth Fairy hide a darker ritual. It's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This was another one that they had last year. So this will be interesting. Pretty gross. I'm sure it'll be twisted and awesome and fantastic, and I'm excited for all of it.
I'm less excited about that one. I feel like it sounds more gory. I'm not a huge fan of the gore.
Yeah, you're right.
Gives me the yips.
It gives you the... Okay. It gives me the yips. Okay. All right. So then we have 5 new scare zones, Ash. We'll go through those real quick. Mm-hmm. We will, yeah. So we have scare zones. Crypt TV says, step inside Crypt TV, a dark universe of monsters that reside in the same reality on your screen, in your pockets. And now, San Francisco. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if there'll be something with the app involved here. That would be kind of neat. You know, like the Universal app with... Anyway, you're not following me. And another scare zone is 30 years, 30 fears. The monsters you've most dreaded from past Halloween Horror Nights have taken over the streets. They're back in your history. Well, that'll be really fun, too. Seek and Destroy, Ash, is a ruthless alien cyber regime led by the Controller has taken over New York, turning humans into fuel. Succumb or be destroyed.
Whoa.
Nice. So I think this will be on the New York street near Mummy and stuff. And probably projections. No 80s theme this year. How do you feel?
I'm upset. But, I mean, you can't do it a third time.
No, you got to kind of, yeah. I guess you do have to move on sometimes. Come back.
I would like it if it was every year, but,
yeah.
Whatevs.
Maybe they'll do 90 soon.
Yes.
You know? That'd be cool. 16 years of the gory sacrifices of Terra Curentis. The heartless Terra Queen is back. Evil is in her nature. It's Gorewood Forest. I bet you I know where this will be. It'll be by E.T. It'll be from E.T. over to Simpsons area.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be something like
Maybe.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then Lights, Camera, Haction. Eddie's Revenge. Get ready for the feel-bad movie of the year. Eddie Schmidt, Jack the Clown's brother, is filming a horror film, and the monsters are real. Oh, that's cool.
It's a little bit of a reach, but I like it.
I mean, I think it's cute little twisty action. Haction. Lights, Camera, Haction.
Maybe we should start a YouTube channel. I'll talk about HHN, and that's what it would be called.
Haction?
Lights, Camera, Haction. Not just Haction.
Starring JB and Ash.
Why is your name always listed first?
Because I'm cooler. All right, Halloween horror. So there are a couple shows.
Do you have the yips too?
Yeah. It's called Halloween Nightmare Fuel. A new show is igniting Halloween Horror Nights featuring fire, pyro, and aerial performers. And then you have Marathon Mayhem Carnage Factory. There's no manufacturing the screams as a terrifying show comes to life in Universal Studios Lagoon. It's a fear factory. Cool. All right. Neato. So that is all the latest updates for HHN. Now, here's some interesting things, you guys.
I hope they're interesting.
Universal has these multi-night passes. Now, those multi-night passes are really not for Fridays and Saturdays. So if you're going during the week or something, that's perfect. You could use those, right? Yeah. And if you want to go for more than like 2 nights or something, it's probably worth it.
Then it pays for itself.
Yeah, that it pretty much.
You have to look at it. 2 or 3 nights, something like that.
I think it's something like that. Ash and I are only doing, because of the nature of our trip and when we're doing Thursday with Express Pass. That's expensive. So just want to let you know that not the Thursday night regular ticket really isn't bad, but it's the Express Pass.
Pretty much doubles it.
Yeah, the Express Pass is pretty much doubles everything, which is really difficult when you're trying to plan, budget and all that stuff. But the thing is, Universal's only almost making it difficult for people to do everything in one night. Because I don't even know if you will. I bet you the Haunting of Hill House
line itself will be a couple hours, maybe longer.
Yes.
2.5 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the Express Pass, really all it does is it cuts your line in half, right? Isn't that what it does?
I mean, you still wait a little bit. I don't know if it might be more than half, but it probably depends.
I thought that's what Sam said. I could be misquoting him. I thought it was like at the most you'll wait half the amount of time the regular line
that's
is.
a good one. Yeah, say it like that.
I could be wrong.
At the most.
At the most.
But you could hit the Express and do it. You know what I mean? You could hit Express and you go much faster. It just depends.
It just depends on, because it's not like you have a certain time that you have to be in that line. You just can only go through each line one time with the Express Pass. So you could hit it at a time where it's more busy or not. Yeah.
I feel like when we went, the very first year we went was the Poltergeist year. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Poltergeist was the longest line we waited in. Was that true?
It did feel like it.
Because the sun was hitting us.
That's always, one of those things. Was it really that long? Because I also feel like we waited a long time for, what was that flashy one? Dead Exposure,
we did.
I feel like we waited a long time for that
but at least
one.
We were,
and I was just like,
my
gosh, then we got in there. And I was like, what a waste.
It was, I knew not
going
a fan
into that one that it wasn't
Dead Exposure or Patient Zero. I did not
some people, there's nothing wrong with the house, just not our thing. Too many strobe lights. I feel like I was going to have
I wonder if, we could, we should try and kind of designate. There's gore houses. Mm-hmm. There's, effects.
Sorry.
There's effects houses.
Okay, give me an example of that one.
The effects houses, meaning, flashing lights and, 3D things and... remember, you know what I mean? Like fluorescent neon stuff. There's stuff that they rely more on a gimmicky thing, like
Yeah.
that. Like in Dead Exposure Patient Zero, it's like strobe lights everywhere.
Okay, so that's an example of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it
Gimmicky
affects.
effects. Okay.
And then you have just straight up, like horror houses, like the ones that are more balanced. They're not completely gimmicky.
Yeah, no,
they're
I know
more
what you mean.
hyper detailed. Like you have ones that are super hyper detailed, and then you have ones that are just sort of standard Horror Nights house flair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because
I'm more of like a detail house person.
Me too.
I don't need a jump scare every second and feel like there's like, because a Dead Exposure, I mean, you couldn't even like look around.
No.
Because it was,
It was
which
too
that was what it was
overwhelming.
designed,
Yeah.
right? You're not supposed to see a lot of details. And same with Halloween, to be honest. It was just a lot of darkness.
I feel like Universal has the most fun with the detail houses. I feel like they bring it a little bit more, whereas some houses they rely more on the lights and the strobes.
Well, which is why when you do like the VIP tours that you can do during the day,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to go into a house like Halloween 4
Yeah.
because there's probably not a ton to look
Right.
at. The lights
Right.
on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
You're
really
going to
isn't.
go through something that they,
Spend
put-
some time making the set, making
like
the-
Stranger Things was definitely a detail house.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted you to
Oh,
go
yeah.
in and make all the connections with the things that you see on the
Yeah.
TV show and,
Oh, yeah.
catch different things every time you go through type of a situation. But yeah, Dead Exposure. You know what I mean? Everyone likes different things. Some people might prefer houses like that, which is
Yeah,
fine. And
yeah.
I'm not a big gore fan either, which like we went through House of a Thousand Corpses. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I can't say it. That was actually pretty detailed too. It's just not my thing to see tons
Yeah.
of gore, but
No.
well done house though.
Oh yeah, totally well done. Totally. Yeah. So I mean, it's a blast. I mean, either way, they're all, but there are different types. Like there are different things. A friend of ours, Brownie and Sad, like they love Dead Exposure Patients. They were like, that was amazing. It's such an amazing house. I was like, I did not understand
Yeah, but I don't think
why,
we
but
need
that's
to
okay.
understand. Yeah,
It's okay. I mean, but I was just like, is it really that great? It's short. It was very short. I remember it not being
I
very
feel like
long.
I was gonna have like a seizure or something. I was getting like a migraine.
Right. It was rough. But yeah, so
Just depends. Everyone's different.
yeah. But so it's like interesting. So they kind of design it now where like, if you want to see everything and you have a limited amount of time, if you have the money, you want to get that express pass because at least that you're going to probably, you
if you're
will
only
hit
able to
everything.
go in there one night,
Right.
definitely you need that. And we're gonna go in there a second night, but I'm assuming the second night we'll just sort of hit the ones we want to hit,
And we'll hit the rides we want to ride.
and then we'll just sort of chill.
And and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But anyway, so what else? What else was I gonna tell you? I don't know. But yeah, so those are some of the things that we went through. But then so here's the other thing: we waited a long time, which I thought was smart. The Universal did this. So they put only single night tickets available, and they put single night tickets available for a month and a half, maybe.
It was a while.
How long was it? 2 months?
Maybe.
So what they were doing was gauging demand, right? Like
Yeah.
they're saying, well, because of still coming out of the pandemic, we're still not through with the pandemic in some ways.
Plus, this is definitely one of their events that makes them the most money,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to sell as many single night tickets as they possibly could.
Right, because
which
they're
makes
trying to
sense.
recoup
Last year did
money.
not go the way,
No.
there basically wasn't an event, like not a normal
No.
HHN event. So.
No. So, yeah, exactly. So they did do... so they kind of waited, and now they just recently announced the multi-night passes, which is good. For those of you who can do that and want to do that, now it's available to
I
you.
have a question.
Yeah.
I just forgot what it was. Oh.
Yeah.
Nope. Slipped away.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That is okay. I'm sure it'll come back to you. It won't. But anyway. Oh, yeah.
The
go ahead.
multi-night tickets, how we talked about how you can't use them on the weekends. They don't count for Friday, Saturday, or whatever it is.
Yes. They don't do it Friday and Saturday nights because those are high demand nights.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, is that new for this year,
No.
or has that always been the case?
No, it's always been the case.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
curious.
Always been the case in October. Usually what they would do, now the event's even longer, but usually the first 2 weeks of the event to 19 days of the event or whatever it was usually like you could get the frequent fear pass.
Have they done the frequent? They have. They did do it.
I don't think they did it the way they did it
Before.
Okay. I still don't think Friday. This is the
first year we're going in October. Usually we go in September. So I didn't know if some of the things we were dealing with was simply because of the month we were going in, or if it was like they've sort of changed it overall this year.
Yeah, I think they. I still think they.
Still different.
They didn't do they didn't do the frequent fear. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But, it is interesting. So they kind of waited. They sold a bunch of tickets, I'm sure. And then they said, all right, fine, we'll do this. And we'll see how much more we get on those slower days, to try and get people to come in those slower nights. Because there is a lot of nights that it's
And then
happening.
If you're in there, a lot of people are buying drinks and eating and people spend money when they're in there.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing you have to realize, too, is that, like, most of Horror Nights is... most of the time you're outside.
Right.
In lines and you're outside, and then you go through the house, but you only are inside for a short amount of time.
You're really not in there very long.
Yeah, and to me, I really don't think it's going to be, I'm thinking to myself, I think it'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Do you think that they'll take away like that stuff that sometimes they have between transition rooms, like the stuff down? They may not do that.
What do they call that stuff? I forgot what they called it. What do they call that? Whatever. Yeah, they'll probably get rid of that. The high touch stuff they won't have.
SHIT.
Is that what it's called?
It's like they use like an acronym.
Yeah. I can't
Stuff in your face or
something like that. Yeah. I
something
think
like that.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're gonna get it from, saying.
Maybe you're not the OG.
Oh my god! Exactly. If you don't know what that is. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll limit the high touch stuff. They probably, I'm guessing.
Most people don't go through and are touching things. I don't feel like. I know some people.
They may require people to put masks on inside the houses.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I doubt it. They're not doing it now.
Okay.
They'll just say, come and.
At your own risk.
Go at your own risk.
Right. You can wear a mask if you want to.
I feel like it's an adult-oriented event, so right there they're going to say most people that are coming are eligible to be vaccinated if they want to be. And, it's not a lot of, it's really a walk-through event, so there's not a lot of touching of things. You know what I mean? You're not really supposed to be touching stuff in the houses anyway. Some people do anyways, but... I feel like fine if they do, whatever, but I feel like they won't.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see what they decide. But
because now they're not.
Right. They don't really care right now. You're absolutely right. So, they care, but I don't think it's that big a deal.
They recommend it. They're not enforcing it.
Right.
You decide.
So also, here's something we're doing when we go in January, which you never know. We could change our plans if we want to, but... Universal, which we've talked about in the past, way back in another podcast, they do have value resorts now on Universal property, and they're Endless Summer and Surfside and Dockside. Okay, guys, if you stay like 4 nights at Endless Summer, Surfside, and Dockside, you are staying for $88 a night. That is crazy.
Super cheap.
They're taking a hit because those resorts are nice. They're just towers. Let's face it. There's nothing super fancy. It's towers, but it's really nice. It's all new. They got big pools, and you just take a bus ride. Right
to the parks.
It's 1.9 miles from City Walk. You get dropped off at City Walk, and then you have to go. That's the only disadvantage, I think, is having to be dropped off at City Walk.
Which is the case for almost every resort except for Hard Rock and Portofino. Or
No, there's a bunch. There's a few. There's Royal Pack.
Oh, no, I don't count
you
the
take
boats.
a boat. What?
Boats to me rank the same as bus. Walking.
Oh, Walkways. So Walkways are Royal Pack,
and
Hard Rock. Those are the two closest deluxe resorts that you can walk from. Sapphire, you're walking much further than Royal Pack. but you can access these things, like you can do that. So you are, but I mean, for $88 a night, you get the free transportation to the park, to City Walk,
And at the end of the night, if there's some long line you don't want to wait, you could just Uber it back.
Just lift it back. It'll cost you a few bucks, whatever, But
it's a short distance.
We looked into it because we were like, for this particular situation, we were like, why don't we just do that instead of, because when we go in October, we're going to be staying at the Hyatt. As of now, we are. We're staying at the Hyatt. And, we will need to Uber and lift it or, lift it back and forth, from the park over to, which is, a pro tip here. You don't want to lift it to City Walk. You don't need to.
Nope.
You want to lift to Hard Rock Hotel. Mm-hmm. The Hard Rock Hotel is the closest resort in proximity to Universal Studios. So if you're going to Universal Studios, Florida, and going to Horror Nights, it's the best thing to do, you guys.
I think so.
It's awesome. And then at the end of the night, you don't go down City Walk with everybody else. You just sneak off into the Hard Rock area. Not sneak. They'll let you through. You just walk through, and that's it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty great, actually. It's pretty great. So, but yeah, some pro tips for that. But we looked into Endless Summer, which we have reservations for Dockside, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Which is the newest one out of the two. And guys, I was looking at reviews. I was looking at
things seem good.
Things seem really good there. It seems like a really great place to stay, and especially if you don't want to spend $1 bajillion, on your accommodations, that's something you should think about.
Totally.
But yeah, and definitely call Emily at email Emily at magicalmousetravel.com, and she'll help you out with that. But lots of cool things to look forward to. There's a lot of news items that we haven't even gotten to about Disney and Galactic Star Cruiser and all these other things, which we will in the future. So, and then what else was I going to ask you? Okay, so here's one caveat I heard about Endless Summer.
Okay.
There's, in Universal property, the coffee of Universal property, and in Disney too. Which Disney still has more variety. They have Joffrey's at least, but Starbucks is the king at Universal Resorts. And I guess that in the morning, the Starbucks line could be ridiculous. So, because at Endless Summer, Surfside and Dockside, you don't have a coffee maker in your room. It's a value resort. You're going to be giving up some things,
right? I'm surprised they don't have like a Keurig in there.
They don't, not anything, not even a little Keurig, which I think is interesting, right? Mm-hmm. But you can go to Starbucks, but the Starbucks is in the lobby of the resort, and it doesn't seem from the videos that we've watched that the lobby is very big.
Right, it doesn't. But we don't know. We've never been there. It doesn't seem very big.
It doesn't seem like it's like check-in desk. The store is like down, so it's like a square. So you have a check-in desk on the right, the store's in the center, and then on the left is Starbucks, and the Starbucks is like a long counter Starbucks, like really long, big counter, which, like I said, I guess does get big. Like the lines get big. So if you're a coffee person, you might want to get up early, get down, and get your coffee before everybody else kind of rolls out of bed. Or you can go to the Today Show Cafe or something in Universal Studios, or you could go to the Cinnabon in Isles of Adventure and get some coffee, So just a pro tip for those coffee addicted people like me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be prepared.
Be prepared. And yeah, anything else, Ash?
Mm-mm.
Okay. One thing I've also heard about Endless Summer is that you have to stay in your pool wherever you're at. Okay, so you can't like pool hop. And it's weird because I think there's I-4 or something is like in between the two resorts. You sort of across the street.
So they're not connected?
No, they're not connected. They're across the street from each other, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. So just another thing to think about. But really good option if you want to.
I'm assuming most people wouldn't be pool hopping though. They're not going to go across.
Right. Why would you do that? Yeah. Why would you do that anyway? But like the reason is because if you stay at Royal Pack, you could go to you could do different things.
Oh, you can.
I think you can.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can, but well, don't we'll see. But all right, Ash. Anything else?
Not for me.
All right.
What about Tips?
Tips.
Does he have the yips?
Tips has the yips. He's not here today. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Thank you so much. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, which I guess I have to look into because for some reason we tried searching for ourselves on Spotify. It didn't work.
We didn't come up.
What's going on, Spotify? Come on. All right, and then so Deezer, Stitcher, wherever you guys listen to your podcasts. We thank you so much for listening. We love you guys from the Midwest. See you later.